Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Blades of Avernum. Last episode, we completed what we were doing up here in Fortress Grenz, and managed to kill the traitorous general up here. We just finished, and I hadn't even picked up all the loot or leveled us up because I didn't have time. Let's get the level up done first, why don't we? More intelligence is not a bad idea, I think. Hold on. Do we have Blade Master? We do have Blade Master. Okay, more intelligence. Not a bad idea. Assassination skill, I guess. For Chic, also I like the idea of more intelligence. Yeah, she has Blade Master too. Not Pathfinder, but that's not a big deal. I guess a point and parry isn't a bad idea. Next, Bonnie. Yeah, Bonnie. I kind of do. She's got Sharpshooter. 16 dexterity. That gives her Sharpshooter, which is very good. She's becoming a bow cat, so it's a good thing. And Draco. Point in strength, point in dexterity. I think that's pretty good. I think actually hardiness. Yeah, I think that works. Okay, now, I think we picked up everything that was here. Now we gotta pick up everything that's over in this other area, including, oh good god, so much loot here. Okay. Oh, there is so much loot in here. Summon Achilles? When did these things get dropped? Wait, we already have them. Oh, that must have been dropped by either one of his lieutenants. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Item is too heavy. Yeah, we got a lot of shit we can't pick up. Oh boy. We are definitely gonna need to come back here. Potions! Too many items. Can't take invulnerable... Oh wait, no, that's... You're carrying too many items. You know what? We don't need the silver bracelets. They're not worth it to hold on to. Those are 400 each. Those are valuable. Alright. Alright. Now what's in here? A whole lot of jewelry. Which we can't really take any, can we? I mean, the jeweled ring has value, but the rest of this... Okay, there's got to be a hidden... Surprisingly? No. Private room here. Nothing we need to take. And... energy potion. And a whole bunch of cloaks and robes. Okay. Now we can head all the way back down. Damn! The barriers placed here by Trahesian haven't fallen with his death. The magic in these must be strong and resilient. Unfortunately, you are now bereft of ways by which you can escape. There's no way you can survive the fall, and you can't slip around the barriers. Suddenly, a serene, familiar voice echoes in your head. Specialists, congratulations on dispelling the myths of ambiguity. You remember the voice. It's the voice of the two shades in the catacombs, the voice of the one who called himself Emery. We can speak later. For now, it should be best were we to meet in friendlier territory. Oh, and by the way, step away from the barrier. The air around the barrier begins to hum gently at first, then stronger. You can feel the magic concentrating in the air. What's happening? Ooh, that was incredible. The lightning bolt struck the barrier, dispelling it instantly. You can now escape this place. Whoever or whatever this Emery person is, you're just grateful that you aren't his enemy. He clearly has power to burn. Okay, we will definitely be coming back here to get more. Uh-oh. The voice in your head. I trust you see the portal. You will not be leaving Fortress Grenz the same way that you entered. Come, we will have a discussion in my house. I trust you have no reservations to that? Well, of course I trust you. Hypnotized and never lie. But anyway, please step into the portal. How strange. I'm sorry, hypnotized? There are barriers here. Unlike those before, which were dispelled by Emery, these remain steadfastly erect as you approach. These were likely by Emery himself in order to assure your cooperation in using the portal. It appears that you have no other choice after all. Hopefully we can go back here then. Step into the portal. After recovering from momentary nausea, you take a quick glance at your surroundings. You seem to be in a bedroom of sorts. There are enough beds for all of you. Emery, whoever he is, has likely been expecting you. The walls around you look odd. They are made of a simple, smooth substance, but have wires and lights inlaid in various portions. The effect is slightly unnerving. You have no idea what the purpose of a structure like this is. Hopefully you'll get some answers soon. Oh dear me. Where are we? Nothing in that box. This appears to be a household of some sort. A household of esoteric decor to be certain, but a residence nevertheless. Is this where the man calling himself Emery lives, then? As you look out of some of the windows on the far side of the house, you notice something bizarre. This house exists in a void of sorts. There's nothing but darkness beyond its threshold. As you walk into the main foyer of the household, you see a man sitting idly at a table. He turns his head to you as you approach and smiles cordially. He looks well kempt, but not regal as much as you would expect. His garments are loose-fitting, but large enough to fit his physique. His build is something of an anomaly. There's plenty of it, but it's not that of a corpulent or muscular human being. His physical prowess remains ambiguous at best, but his presence and power are undeniable. He has a sword at his belt. It is long and thick, and its sheath covers the shaft, but leaves the hilt exposed. Put bluntly, it's gargantuan. The man himself is staring at you politely. Finally, to break the silence, he says, "Greetings, specialists. I believe that we've already met in varying situations." His voice is the same which you heard in your head. It's also the same as the two shades from the catacombs. "Call me Emery J. Bishop. I believe that we have things to discuss." So, this is the man of whom you've heard so much about. He's not particularly intimidating in person. If anyone can clarify things, he's the one. And we will. There's a thick book on this pedestal. Try to read it. The book has plenty of knowledge on how to create and manipulate illusions. This portion of the book involves creating illusions to damage your foes. Everyone in your party with a mage spells level high enough can now cast Create Illusions at level 10. And this book has plenty of, this portion of the book involves creating illusions to coerce foes into fighting for you. Control foes at level 6. Alright. So this Emery J. Bishop is a master of illusion, is he? Of course, you realize that begs the question, why? Emery sits here idly. Who are you? My name is Emery J. Bishop, though I realize what you are asking me in spite of the variability of the terms you utilize. It's a trip into the past for me, but a title I was once imbued with in times prior was Dr. Bishop the Second. Dr. Bishop I-I. The two I's stand for Imperial Illusionist. I suppose you could accuse me of some vile form of irony on multiple levels, but I am the author. I can authorize that which I will. Does he also plan on speaking in tongues? Which empire did you work for? It was neither North Canopy, nor was it Sud Canopy. I did not control it, and beyond that, what does it matter? But there are differences between Sud Canopy and the North Canopy we fight to defend, right? He shrugs. Honestly, there are a few. In North Canopy, Markschreen and Schwerzreen are two separate facilities. Even mirrors mix up right and left now and then. Why did you call us here? I called you here to inform you of certain things. There are, in all honesty, two things for you to know. There is who you are, and then there is who you will be dealing with soon. Before you leave, I want to make sure that you have a solid understanding of both objectives. Knowing yourselves, and Spiegelbrecher. What do you want to tell us about who we are? Emery shakes his head. That I will tell you second. Ask me after I have told you about Spiegelbrecher. Very well, tell us about Spiegelbrecher. He shakes his head. Spiegelbrecher is an interesting fellow. Interesting in the sense that he wants to alienate himself from order to an extreme. I suppose you should also know about his counterpart, Mira. Alright, who then is Mira? Mira is a device created by Sud Canopy, much like Spiegelbrecher is one by North Canopy. She is a being of dedication, devotion, and unguided power. Leader plans to move south with Spiegelbrecher. What he does not know is that he will meet Mira at the border guard. The fracas of ambiguity will form between the two powers. You should know by now that we cannot allow that to happen. Thus, I have devised a plan to wipe her out and allow you to proceed into Sud Canopy. What is your plan? The sun shall shine on her. He grins deviously. Sun? What does he mean by that? What is the sun? It is the source of daylight. It is the life in the trees. It is the source from which Canopy draws its strength. It shines above everyone. It reigns over Canopy from its very top. When Mira sees it, she shall surely perish. Where you come in, my stewards, is delivering the sun to her. What do you mean? Emery reaches into his shirt and produces a large stone shaped like the emblems used by the bugbears. This is the Obis Piedra. Take it. When it is time to use it, I will let you know. And finally, I must give you a warning. What warning must you give us? He frowns. Do not trust Spiegelbrecher for the life of you. He will stab you in the back if you give him the slightest opportunity to do so. He will pretend to be loyal to Leader. He has to. But once Mira is dead and Sud Canopy is paralyzed, he will strike. Use Spiegelbrecher carefully, but watch out lest you be his next target. And that is all I have to say about him. Now, what do you want to tell us about who we are? He smiles. Of course I can. In the morning, I both can and will. Return to where you arrived. The beds I have provided for you should work well in allowing you rest for one evening. Emery seems finished in talking to you. There are enough beds here for all of you. If you wanted to, you could fall asleep on them. Get some rest. You fall asleep the moment your head hits the pillows. You relax and rest up and wake up refreshed in the morning. You wake up only to find that your room has been substantially enlarged. The door is gone, with 2 hallways placed instead of the previous setup. The interior design of this new place is the same as Emery's house, but it would appear as if it is not the same place. The humming of machines permeates this place. The noise is not particularly obtrusive, but it is subtly eerie nevertheless. There is a crystal on a pedestal on the southernmost end of your room. It is seemingly docile and inactive, but is emitting a strange light. Not the kind of light that helps to see, but more of a guiding aura. You have no idea why Emery took you here, nor what manner of place this is. Perhaps you would best explore your surroundings. Illusory key. You have too many items? Fine. You, Sheik, are going to take that. You aren't entirely sure about what happened here, but it doesn't look very pretty. Bodies are heaped in a pile on the eastern end of the raised dais. Surprisingly enough, they don't seem to have suffered from any obvious puncture, frost, burn, or otherwise lethal wounds. What then could have done them in? Illusory rod. Go around the entire outside of this place. Alright, I just reloaded because that area starts a cutscene, which, walking up to there starts a cutscene that is long and results in us unable to continue exploring. So, let's continue exploring a bit. So I want to find what I can. Illusory shield. Plus 5 to defense, 10% less chance to be hit. The hell is this? This appears to be a storeroom of sorts. There are 3 corpses on the ground here, each having sustained no visible wounds of any sort. Nevertheless, their faces show that they died in the most extreme horror and in a way that you could not fathom. Bizarre. Illusory amulet. Unidentified spear, probably illusory. Plus 25% less chance to be hit, less 25% protection from all damage. Nope, not through there. That's where the cutscene begins. There are powerful barriers here, similar to the kind you saw on the top floor of Fortress Grenz. You can't get through them, and unlike previously, Emery is not taking them down for you. Illusory text. Hold on, let me drop something here. Cuts through the darkness, usable once per day. I think it's worth it to hold on to that. That's the same thing. Alright then. Let's go investigate this cutscene. Emery! What is he doing here? Time to investigate, and perhaps be told the information which was promised to you. This is the place. The Illusory Institute. I will be brief. Look into the crystals. You stare as deeply into the crystals as you can. Suddenly an image appears therein. The image is disturbing. It can't be real, can it? You stare. You stare some more. Suddenly your perception begins to melt. Now you realize that you are just illusions. Be deceived into thinking that you exist no longer. You belong to me. You are extensions of my will. Killing who you have was no accident. You cannot break out. Remember before all else, if you want to live, obey my word at all times. Now you will materialize in Marktrain. Spiegelbrecher's birth is at hand. We will meet again, specialists. Can't be. Your eyes close as Emery begins turning his back on you. Is what he said correct? He said that he owned you. Are you trapped in those giant pillars of crystal? You didn't feel restrained. Maybe you were convinced that there were no restraints. More importantly, if you are trapped, is it good or is it bad? Additionally, if you cannot perceive that you are trapped, what difference does it make? Your feet are moving. You regain a grasp of where you are physically. It's a familiar place. Again, you are ascending from the catacombs. It's a feeling as if you are moving involuntarily, but it takes little to no time to recover your footing. Time to rejoin the real world. Thus, the victory of North Canopy will be assured by not just the specialists, but also our new project, Spiegelbrecher. Our infinite power will leave our enemies rent asunder. Behold! He's here! Lo and behold! Where am I? Comrades! All of you. Trahejon. This is the land of the dead. What? But who slew you? The specialists. And who are you? I am Adarauj. I resisted just as you did. We were all beaten by the specialists. This is where those who are rejected go. To resist Emery's will is a constant test to outrun his wrath. We failed. Then is this the afterlife? This, Trahejon, is where everything returns to nothing. My time has come. Farewell, comrade. He's gone. This is horrible. This cannot go on. You're absolutely right. Unsturk, was it? Let's escape this pit. Together, we shall slay the specialists and reclaim Canopy. Then let me join you. Klugman, Fusay? I'll pass. It's tempting, but... very well. Then us four will do. They're doomed. Let them be. I won't fall for their lies again. The only ones who can defeat Emery never will. Specialists. If only we had realized earlier. Meanwhile, in Sud Canopy... Generals of Sud Canopy, your incorrigible faith shall at last come to glorious fruition. Leader stares at Spiegelbrecher from across the dais. He smiles gently in a manner almost representing satisfaction. His fangs are bared, and his eyes are open wide. Seeing an expression coming from him is unhinging. His eyes slowly creep towards you. His head stays in place, but he is talking to you nevertheless. Specialists. Yes, sir? The ritual is complete. The ultimate power has been created. Behold! Spiegelbrecher's skin constantly emits embers which seep out from his clothing and into the air around him. His slash generated a sweeping flame which still burns now. Those flames are strong enough to burn through all of Canopy, and indeed through Sud Canopy. They shall burn! The army is being assembled at Schwarzrhein as we speak. Those holier-than-us bastards in Sud Canopy are finished. We will smash their beliefs into the ground. Are we moving out, sir? You are quite perceptive. We will be making a march on Border Guard very soon. Their armies will be dispersed completely. Spiegelbrecher will spearhead our offensive, tearing through both stone and flesh until South Canopy is ours. Fida's keep will fall, but we will save that for when we get past the border. For now, I have your new orders. What are your orders, sir? I wish I had something more vigorous for you. I will give you newer orders once Border Guard has fallen, to be certain. For now, your task is to join Spiegelbrecher in dispatching the enemies at the Border Guard in Sud Canopy. I don't expect that anything will go wrong, but if it does, I trust your initiative. Remember, we cannot lose this battle. I trust that we won't. Where are we to report, sir? You are to report to the gate near the now-abandoned Fortress Grenz. Oh, that reminds me. Here. He reaches into his robe and pulls out a key. This will open the third and final storeroom in Schwarzrhein. I trust that you will have no problems from here on out. You are dismissed. He seems finished with this conversation. Okay, that was quite a, cutscene. Fascinating. Well, now we have our next mission, but we have a lot of stuff to sell and get identified and stuff like that. And meanwhile, we learned quite a bit. Next episode, we'll move on, sell all our stuff, get stuff identified, find what we have, and then make our way towards Sued Canopy. That'll be in the next episode. So until then, I'm Chester44, that is Fox, Sheik, Bonnie, and Draco. This has been a Blades of Avernum Let's Play, and I shall see you all next time.